a writer, you were in the music business.
Yes.
What made you decide to make the transition from music to writing books, and how did it change your life?
I was in a band called the Sugar Cubes, playing on the first album. And when we released the single called Birthday, it was chosen as the single of the week in Melody Maker, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And world fame was on the doorstep, so I had to make a choice, and I chose to fulfill even longer dream than music, led me to become a writer. So I jumped off the boat and said goodbye to rock and roll.
Your first novel, Benjamin Dove, was made into a film.
Yeah.
What was it like seeing something you'd written turned into a film?
That was magical. Really magical, yeah. But seeing that story come alive on the set was absolutely magical. And we were happy with the film. The results were good. We were lucky with the actors for the main roles. The film traveled around the world, film festivals, has won many awards, and I'm working on it now to have it published on a DVD, hopefully soon.
How much of your new novel, Fish in the Sky, is based on your own experience as an adolescent?
Well, I guess most of it. Because when you're writing something like that, about emotions and inner turmoil, you just have to look to yourself for experience. Mm-hmm. Of course, some of the things that happened in the book didn't really happen to me as they are described in the book. But I was sort of thinking, when I was thinking back, remembering those difficult years, it was sort of the emotions that came up thinking back that I sort of tried to put down on paper. Mm-hmm. So it's more like an emotional memoir than an autobiographical thing.
In what way do you think growing up in Iceland is different to growing up in the UK?
In no way different, I think.
Really?
Yeah, except, we don't have the tube, we don't have, two-story buses and things like that. Every child has two parents. Every child, eventually goes through being 13 and has to struggle with the same emotional, both internal and exterior problems and difficulties in school, family, etc., etc.
Was it easy to transport yourself back to the mind of a 13-year-old boy?
Amazingly easy, yeah. Frightened me at moments. But I think some of my friends are terribly grown up. It's like they've forgotten what it was to be a child or a teenager. Maybe I'm just, something's wrong with me, perhaps, I don't know. But I find it rather easy to think back and sort of relive, go through, meet again this person who I was at 13 or even younger. And that sort of, that theme sort of is in the book, Fish in the Sky, that Josh, the main character, sort of meets his younger self. Mm-hmm. And has discussions about these changes that he's going through. And that's something I sort of can relate to myself.
You tackle some serious issues in the novel, such as suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Were you worried about tackling that kind of a topic?
No. What's significant about this age, 13, mm-hmm. the years around 13, is the extremes of everything. Mm-hmm. Either you're extremely happy, yes, and everything is extremely fantastic, or everything is extremely bad, black, and hopeless. So, and that was also part of that, to go mm-hmm. from all those extremes up and down. And in that chapter where he is thinking his suicidal thoughts, he falls asleep because he's, just getting tired. He falls asleep, wakes up, and his mother comes home. And a little later he's locks himself accidentally in the bathroom where his cousin is taking a bath. So seeing her naked, So he goes from, despair to, I don't know, to heaven. So the extremes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You translated the book yourself.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to retain the true meaning of the book? Do you lose something in translation?
No, I don't. I don't find that happening. Sort of the greatest changes that me and my editor Lucy Cuthill did, sort of, and discussed a lot, were things that were specific for Iceland, perhaps, but really insignificant things, like, you know, in winter time we have very dark mornings and snow, of course, and things that are specific for Iceland. But I wanted to change or take those things out, but they were really surface things. You know? They had nothing to do with the character himself, which I feel this story is about the character first and foremost. So changes were minor and mainly done so a reader here in the UK would just, you know, jump up reading something silly that he knew that couldn't take place here, you know, because I wanted the reader just to immerse himself in the character and follow him through his trials and tribulations. But this story originally was written in Icelandic and for Icelandic audience, obviously Icelandic readers, but when translating, it's exactly the same story.
How do you come up with your ideas? You say that some of it's based on your own experiences,
Yeah.
but have you got any other kind of methods for thinking up ideas for stories?
Oh yes, there are always ideas coming, and then I write them down and sort of let them lie for a while and come back to them, and they come from all over the place, really. They come from from the people around me, from things I'm reading, and that sort of thing.
Your favourite books or authors from childhood or your teenage years?
There are many. I'm not sure I remember all their names, but I can mention Enid Blyton, of course, which I think all the books were translated into Icelandic, and I read them as a teenager.
Just popular today. Still
Yeah,
very
yeah,
popular,
yeah, classic material, definitely. Prince Valiant, which I've noticed that nobody here in the UK knows anything about. So probably an American publication, but based on history, English history and European history. Beautifully illustrated books, and they were really sort of the chivalry and the knighthood thing that comes in Benjamin Dove, for example, is much influenced from Prince Valiant. Well, and many more. You know, I read anything I could get my hands on at that time, both grown-up novels, children books. So yeah, I'm heavily influenced, I would say.
And any tips for young budding writers that might be listening to this or watching this interview?
Yeah, I would recommend that they try not to do too much to begin with, to set themselves some limits, like, for example, write your idea on a half a page, or maybe just one page, and try to make it work in a short. That's how you should work out your idea. Set your limit to one page, and think about every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And if you have some idea about the end before you start writing the whole thing, it's good. It's always better, because then you know where you're going in your story. And if you know your ending, you can decide in the beginning